I know there's no viewers right now, but I'm just gonna wait a little bit. I know nobody's gonna be watching this. Well, wait a minute. I'm gonna just do that. 60 seconds. That's what we'll wait. See if anybody joins. I know you probably can't hear me because my mic is crappy. I'm on a phone. Yo! Hi, Frank. We're waiting 60 seconds to start the stream. "51 seconds." I don't know. Teto, Kasani Teto. Oh, I like Teto. Anyway. Okay, so I found a bunch of drawings in my room, and I would like to show those off. Ignore my computer, there's nothing on there. So what I have is a bunch of old papers from, so I go to like a church, and there I like to draw a bunch of stuff on the papers. So I have some of that. I'm not going to show you half of this one because that's a lot of spoilers for ideas I have in my head that I might want to make. Oh, hi Ben. Hello TDP. Hello. So I'm not going to show you half of this paper, but I can show you some of this. There is a great, totally amazing drawing, not really, of Fukase, like the Vocaloid. I don't know what I was doing with his hat there. I drew all this from memory, by the way, except for this one, which I copied from, yes, which I copied from my phone. That's TDP's OC from our little roleplay. That is mine. He's basic. I know. This is Michael. There's Ice Cube, and I can show you this one. That's him. Well, let's put that to the side. That's the only one that's not wrinkled or destroyed. Background I never finished. Here's the original. I made this for TDP. And it's not finished. I never colored the lamp. I like traced over digitally. So here is a bit of... Oh, it's okay. It's cool. Oh, hello. So, this is a bit of a weird one. This is somewhat concept art, but just silly little art of TDP's characters. And, this is, one of these belongs to TDP. I made one, but it also technically belongs to TDP. It's confusing. So this is Marcus. I can't really tell you his lore. I accidentally gave him another eye because I forgot he had half his face gone. And, this is TDP's character. That is him, yes. And, he's only like this around his little friends. And then, this is also Marcus. 'Cause, yeah. I know this is gonna be a little weird. Oh my gosh. This. I never finished this. I was tracing over it digitally. So, this is, Cabby, but humanized before he had, an actual human design. This is Cabby. This is my human design for him. And, I was gonna make, like, a animation, but I didn't want to do that. I grabbed some paper. Hello there. Sorry, I'm not talking much, like, to the chat. I'm kind of explaining everything. So I had, like, an idea. It was like that one meme where Gumi stole Miku's pigtails. And it was just like, it says, Cabby, where are my ears? And he's singing World Is Mine, while TDP is laughing in the corner. Here's a drawing of Dandy I never finished. I drew that for, I'm sorry, I'm not really drawing anything right now, but, maybe later. So, this is a drawing of Dandy I never finished, and I was gonna, like, have, TDP, like, splice him and, tween him to, join an animation, like, collab, like a fake collab. Specifically the Cuphead rap one. Here is a lot of art on another paper from church. So, firstly, we have Nice Crown. That's my character. That was gonna be TDP. I ended up drawing it here. Made him really short. That is another one of my characters. His name is Red. Then there's Pomni. There's Jax. There's Gangle. That's another one of my characters. That's Zooble. And I had a lot of OCs on this paper. That's Alien and Pomni. Pretty much I drew him one time. It's actually right here. So, yes, even though you're almost as tall as me. And he looked really bald. So I made this, and Bill Cipher stole their hats. And there's just a bunch of scribbles on the back, because I messed up a lot of drawings. That was also Chacal at one point, before he, before I drew him like this. Alright, I'll see ya. Here is an original drawing of Tolan, who is one of my characters. That is also this guy. As you can see, I've improved in the ways of drawing Chacal. This is Alien. He's another OC. The one that I accidentally made look bald. Because I was describing to my friend what different hairs... Because they kind of all have the same face. Because I'm too lazy to draw like that. But this is Red. So I have different hairstyles for them. So this is Alien. And I drew him without his hat. Because as you can see, he has a hat. And he looked bald. So I'm gonna try to describe their personalities here. Alien is chill. He's just a chill dude, except for when he has sugar, then he starts bouncing off the walls. Very dangerous. This is Rose, has a huge crush on Alien, and and that's a description of how I draw the flower on her head. Bald lol, cause he's bald, and then yeah, that's Nice Crown. She likes knives. She's really good at throwing knives. That's Usus. That was because they were originally Among Us OCs. And that is Mean Crown. Ooh, this is a good one. This one got really wrinkled, but other than that, obviously I had to draw rules. I had to draw a rules card. Then there is Kagamine Rin. Rin. I'm really bad at, like, saying her name. As you can see, I'm more of a... I like Kagamine Rin better, but there's the box. That's Rin. There's Pikachu and Mimikyu. There's, I'm gonna just get rid of that notification. That is another character from the TDP's thing. There is a traceover of the Mr. Game & Watch amiibo. And then I tried drawing him and it looks really bad. Then there's Miku. There's probably some... Oh, I've showed these two... Not these two. This one off before. I've made videos about this one. I drew Lunar from the Sun and Moon show. It's Lunar. I drew Birdly. I was really into Deltarune at the time. I drew Frozen Birdly. And then, I drew Birdly again. I as you can tell, I like Birdly a little bit. Then there's a generic Among Us character. I also liked Among Us. Then there is Mean Crown as his Among Us character. Okay. Sorry, ad. Then this is a reference to a TF2 meme, but like voiced over by oh, that was an accident. Voiced over by Deltarune like impression people. And it's a pow, you are dead. And then I'm aliveth, 'tis nice is also a reference to that. Then I have more OC drawings. There's Mean Crown, there's Nice Crown, and there's Red. Here we have Red again, but with a little like cowlick. Then Mean Crown had this thing at the time where he had like a joke that he would plead the fifth, the right to remain silent, whenever he committed a crime. And that was his thing for a while. Here's a drawing, not on a church paper. This is a little, like, utao design I had. I wanted to make an utao, but I never got to it. And, here's her again. As you can see, at the time, I thought it was really cool when she had, like, because I accidentally drew, like, I drew a pair. This is going to be hard to explain. I drew Rin, but her eyes looked like they had, like, been, like, that were, like, empty, like I did for this character. So, that was my utao design. I thought it would be really cool to just, like, make her look like this. I also have an unfinished drawing of her down there. Also, her mouth is supposed to be hollow as well. She was very Halloween-y, ghost-themed. That's actually her hair, not a bow. Alright, let's see, what's this? Oh, this one! Oh, I forgot about Rizcat. Here is Rin, again. There's Kaito. There's Gaz from Invader Zim. Yet again, Gaz. Rizcat. Meow. I don't like Rizcat. I don't know why I drew Rizcat. Oh wait, actually, yes I do. I'm dumb. I drew Rizcat because I asked my sister what I should draw, and she said, a cat. So I drew Rizcat. I regret it every day. Oh, concept art for an old show we were working on. It's a drawing of Figure from Doors. That is Boris. Boris the Wolf. Ice cream sandwich. Bendy. So this owl is from a show me and TDP were working on called Meow 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 Woof. And we weren't really working on it that much, but we were somewhat working on it. We were talking about it. And it was pretty much about all of our pets. So here's the concept art for that. That is, he never really had a name, like a villain name. He was the villain, but he didn't have a name. I'm sorry if I'm rambling on. His actual name was Edward. And Trixie was his assistant, very Harley Quinn inspired. And she originally had ribbon pigtails. I wish I could have done that better. But she just has pigtails now. And she was the evil mastermind, whereas he was, like, stupid. Where's the original? I just got to an old comic and I want to find the original. Here it is. When I was younger, I had recently gotten into Gravity Falls, and I really liked the character of Bill Cipher. At the time, I had like a Bill Cipher AU comic. It wasn't called that at the time. It was just an AU comic. It was like goofy Bill stories. There's a lot of lore that goes into the AU, but here's like a little drawing, very wrinkled, ripped, sadly. And, pretty much, his mom, like, he was a favorite child. And this was an old Bill Cipher AU comic. It goes a little something, it's so stupid. I really hate this. He only has one weakness. And that's supposed to be Dipper, by the way. But it's an AU, so I guess it's not. I don't know. It's confusing. And what is that weakness? Dollar bills. He was allergic to dollar bills. Weird Bill Cipher AU. I'm so sorry. Okay. Haha, I'm unstoppable. Poke. And he was like allergic to dollar bills, and it was like peanuts or something. And then he's going. I was like, oh, save me because he's dying. I'll help you. That's Jill. That's his sister. I hate this comic so much. And then she pops him and like, oh no, Bill, you're not okay. That's his mom. Jill Cipher, you are grounded. But mom, she was like the least favorite child. And then she drags him away to the hospital. Here's another comic. And then I drew a picture of Jill in the back. Another comic. I made these all in school, by the way. I couldn't write anything inappropriate. And I wouldn't anyway. I was too innocent. Oh, this is nice, right, Bill? I hate this. Come on, Bill, just relax. I'm going home now. Oh, wait. Look, it's beautiful. Oh, yeah. That's the sun, by the way. I know a better place to go. Feast your eye. Haha, get it? Because they only have one eye? That's so stupid. Bill? Don't you think it's a bit cold? No, not at all. Why? Jill? And she froze. Clink. Finally. Snap. Now I can relax. And that was a stupid little joke. Here's an OC, originally for a Friday Night Funkin' mod. Her name was Hungry. Her actual name was Violet. She was food themed, and originally the mod was she would order like a bunch of pizza from like a pizza place run by the Friday Night Funkin' characters. And she would wait for a while and then get hungry and get mad. I have I have the entirety of a chord sheet to What's Up by the Four Non-Blondes for some reason. I don't know why that's in this pile of my art. It's 3 pages long. Aw. I used to have like a little Among Us comic called Imposter Noob in Space, which was kind of a reference to Captain Underpants in space. And this is Red. He's an idiot. He's a noob. And Balloon and Needle. Here's all the here's Nice Crown, Mean Crown, Balloon and Needle. A school paper that I was really proud of for some reason. I thought this was such good art. What are those arms? I'm not happy with those arms. The Puppy's New Home was an old comic I was working on. I should put that back in the book that I also have down here. This is another OC. His name was Painty, the paint monster, and he liked painting. Yeah, that's Painty. And that was his friend. I don't remember her name, sadly. Here's another school paper I have a copy of. I had to write about the Egyptian gods, and I wrote about these two who were basically the same one. I can't find the other one right now, but it's over there in the mess of my room somewhere. This is a drawing of Mary from Animal Crossing. Oh my gosh. I found it. Where's the last page? The moldy old book known as the Happy Book. It was a silly little meta whatever called where I'm gonna read it now. I never finished it. It was just a silly little book. Oh, full name. Ack. Oh well. Hi, I'm Stick, and you probably don't know that. Drumroll, please. I tricked you. Yep, that's right. This isn't a sad book. This is a happy book. And this book also has a guest from Animal Crossing. I didn't understand copyright when I wrote this. What do you mean I didn't trick you? Look at the front of my book. Okay, if you insist. Ack! My book! It's ruined. Yeah, he looked at his book and he became all I really hate that art. That looks like Duck. I must be him. I'll make him wish he never did it. Hey, Duck. I'll never forgive you for what you did to my book. That's not me, Quack. That looks like Lisa, Quack. You sound like a bomb, okay. Oh no. Just for your information, Lisa's my girlfriend. Oh no. And I don't want to blame her for something. Okay, here goes nothing. Hey, Lisa, I was wondering if you wrote in my book. No, why would I do such a thing? Yeah, that's the end. I never finished it. Oh, here's another one I have a long explanation for. This is, so we had this group called the Bluey Crew. And we had like different like assignments. Welcome, and that's supposed to be me. I always do myself like that, I guess. Hello and welcome to Bluey Crew HQ. Bluey. Hooray! Bingo. She was Bingo. I'm not gonna drop their names. And that's my sister. I mean, I'm more of a camera person, but I'm happy I get to do the death stare. Chilly. Oh no, not the Bluey Crew. Just kidding. Bandit, she was my friend. Okay. 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 This is something I drew on a field trip. I wanted this to be our team mascot. This is Mayor Bean. Bill Cipher drawing. Oh no, he can see me because of the Book of Bill. Anyway. Here's another Bill Cipher AU comic I made when I was in 5th grade. Oh, a little bit of lore here. Basically he came back and had like 2 split off personalities, like little like children. They like split off from him, I think, and they basically thought he was their father, but he denies that. It's like a little Petey thing. Hi, I'm home. Daddy, we don't feel so good. Yeah, me too. Oh no. And they're like connected too. 10 minutes later, Jill, that's his sister. What is it now? What exactly did you feed them? Look, Lil, I'm a bird. That's Lil, and that's, what's his name? I don't know. I don't know. Only all the candy in the house, I guess. You what? I have to be the best, perfect aunt, don't I? Please don't tell Mom. And guess what happened next? Jill Cipher! Yeah, I hate those now, but they're kind of funny to look back on. I could have made a different character, though. This is an old drawing of a phoenix I did. Oh, an old storyboard. This used to be sticky notes. I was a big Among Us fan at the time. Yet again, I'm going to say it again. This is a storyboard for an old comic I had in mind. That's Nice Crown. That's my character. Oh no. That's the airship. She's about to get pushed off. I was cornered by my own friend, who was the imposter. It got cut off in the copying machine. That's Mean Crown. I had been betrayed. Then suddenly, whoosh. So that's Ninja. He likes Nice Crown. It always goes to save her. I had been rescued, but I didn't need to be. Slash. Pretty much the whole thing was Mean Crown was not the imposter she was, and he was helping her get Ninja. That's another Bill Cipher comic. I'm not reading this one. Get out of here. Get out. Old, creepy drawing. Oh no. I have to explain this. I have a BFDI, like, AU in mind that I was gonna make for an FNF mod, yet again. Still really want to mod that game. It was pretty much a Leafy was torturing Fiery because she was a murderer or whatever. And then there's Fanny. Death Pact again. There's Tree, Black Hole, Pie, Lightning, Fanny, Marker, and remote. Ooh, we made it to the books. Okay. There's 3 of these. They're all really bad because these are old art. That's an old drawing of a creeper I did. Concept art for a game that has yet to be started working on. All of this is bad art. So this is the original. If you were here earlier in the stream, which you probably weren't, there's a drawing I did of a character called Marcus. It should be this one, yep. This is Marcus. That's him now. Well, this was him originally. Really bad, I know. This is him now. He looks much better now. But he always had that hoodie and I don't know. I was a really big Bendy fan when we started working on this. So obviously I had like the Sammy Lorenzaw mask type thing with the main character named Twist Tie, which my friend created. He doesn't have that anymore. Here's the second drawing I did of him. Here is his sister. Lots of lore stuff I'm not going to go into. That is also her. Her name was originally Susie, and she had a very Alice Angel inspired whatever, so I'm so glad I'm changing her. It just happened. I hope I didn't miss any of that. Oh, but we have to start with the bad ones, of course. That's a drawing of an LOL doll. A dog that looks like it's pooping. Ugh. A horrifying drawing. Baby Yoda, what's the one before this? Oh, I don't want to see that one. A penguin. Harry Potter as a crewmate. And why did I draw that? The Stick Man. Oh, where's that? What? Okay. Here's another old comic I made that I never really finished. Once. It was about a stick man who couldn't talk. Ring. He got woken up by his alarm. It scared him. Later, is this my breakfast? And then, I'll go get some cereal. World's worst cereal. Time for my shower. Drip. Come on, water. Psh. Yay. Shower me. Drip. Yeah, it was kind of bad. Here's a drawing of a fox with wings. I am not a furry. Looks more like a wolf. Here we get to the okay drawings. First, we have Oswald up here. That was supposed to be Tails, but from memory, so it looks more like a cat, so that's what it is. My second ever drawing of Rules card. Every single one of these pages, I think, has Rules card on it. If not, I'm going to go find a blue pen and draw him. Then there is Mugman, really bad. Actual drawing of Tails, but scared. Here, take this with you with a ditto. Wow, it's a drawing. It's a drawing of Birdly. I tried drawing him again, failed. That is Lancer. Here's a drawing of Sans. A drawing I tried to draw of Chris, Rules, and Susie. There's Rules again. Rules is on every page, by the way. So, if not, I will grab a blue pen and draw him. A cat drawing, Chris, T-posing. Chris, again, I liked drawing Chris. This is my favorite drawing on this page. It's Ralsei. It heals, but in reverse. Then, Frisk. Rules again. I kind of wish Frank was here. Because then he would be able to, like, see all the Undertale Deltarune drawings. And then there's Lancer again. Chris with a knife. Chris Dark World Edition. And I demandeth all thou smacketh and cheeseth. That's Rules again. cool card. And that's a different pen. I was sad. So that's Chica's Magic Rainbow. Because someone asked me to draw FNAF things, and that was the easiest one to draw. That's Rules Again. Rules Again. Flowey, I think. The puppet. The cupcake from FNAF. And then there's Nice Crown with a knife, and Mean Crown fearing for his life. That rhymes. Here's Lunar from the Sun and Moon Show. There's Birdly. Bendy. Very, very cutesy ink demon. Rules. I'm scared of that one still. A U2's Sans thing, but I messed up. Kara, I don't know how to pronounce their name. There's Chris again. That's my first ever drawing of USUS. Yes, he was originally Among Us OC, so I'm changing his name indefinitely. That's Mean Crown again. There's Alien But Crazy, because I was and this is when I started drawing him in just a dress shirt without the suit. I was way too lazy to draw the suit. There is Alien T-posing. That's USUS, not Mean Crown. There's Rose, and Rose again. Here's a better Frisk drawing. USUS again. USUS again. I tried to make a person out of the word LOL. It's Alien. It's Chris. It's Rules. That's supposed to be my sister. That's Lancer. Chris. Alien explaining why his name is Alien. His little alien buddy. And that's USUS. Alien. USUS. Alien stopping Rose from killing USUS. Now, here's more. There is Rules. I'm kind of speeding through this. Sun. Birdly yelling that he's not a cannibal. Moon. Oh, that's Chris again. Help, they've turned me into a marshmallow. There's Rules again. Lunar from the Sun and Moon Show. Sun. I really like this drawing. I have taken the glitter glue. That's Chris again. There's Lunar from the Sun and Moon Show. There's Sun. And then there's Ralsei with a gun. And I think that's it. No, it's not it. Some really bad FNAF drawings. Here is a drawing of Nice Crown. And then there's one more page of Nice Crown drawing that you've seen if you've been to my channel and looked at the thumbnails. Appa. Unfinished Appa drawing I did for my sister. And then there's an unfinished rubber hose looking drawing. Here we have the book that made me start streaming this in the first place. The worst book of them all. The book that is really old and has really weird, gross drawings. Not like gross, like gross, like terribly drawn. Yeah. This is my Captain Underpants ripoff called Super Unicorn Kitty. Oh, my friend is... Let's go. My friend just texted me. Okay, sorry. So this is Super Unicorn Kitty. Don't remember their names in the moment. It's Suki, Candy, and Katie. That's Suki, Candy, and Katie. Okay. It's a Captain Underpants ripoff. So, this is Suki, Candy, and Katie, also known as CKS. Wow. They are little pranksters and little artists. They are in 4th grade. I was in 4th grade at the time. And have a mean principal named Mr. Coop. Wow, I wonder what that's inspired by. One day, they got in big trouble, and this is how it started. So this is them chasing Super Unicorn Kitty down the street. By the way, this is completely unfinished for a reason. Once, Kitty had to leave. Bye, she said. I think this is just an establishment of characters, because this is like, this conflict lasts 2 pages long. There's no class or anything, just Katie leaves. Melvin Ripoff says no one cares. His name is Cone, by the way. We care, said Candy and Suki to make him mad. After school, Katie got back. Aye, she exclaimed. She has braces. Because I had braces at the time. Chapter 2, comics, spelt with an X. Oh my gosh, again? My hand is being weird. Alright. They had fun together and created comics. Their favorite was Super Unicorn Kitty. This is a Captain Underpants ripoff. Chapter 3, Super Unicorn Kitty. Wait, that chapter's 1 page. Okay. But Captain Underpants is canon in this ripoff universe? When Captain Underpants lost his power. Blah, blah, blah. A new hero came. I'm Super Unicorn Kitty. Oh no, it's Mr. Wedgie Hat. Unicorn magic! Blech. So, that's just a direct ripoff of Harold liking dolphins in the movie. Wait, I didn't say dolphin, yelled Katie. Who cares, said Suki. What matters is the last square. I think I wrote cares instead of matters. Chapter 4, more comics. They also have a book called Random Cops. They also have a book called Hungry Mouse. It's about a mouse who was hungry. And that's everything. Here's some unfinished pop art. Half cat, half a dog. Terrible drawing of Princess Peach. That's supposed to be my sister, I think? Or my teacher, I can't remember. It was like a how to draw cute stuff book. And here's some characters that came out before FNAF. This is Sun and this is Moon, and they are basically the sun and the moon personified. She's very like outgoing and eccentric. She's like introverted and quiet. That's my sister. That's a smiley face. I don't know what the hell that is. Oh my gosh. The original Spy Girl. So I had a comic called Spy Girl. It was about this girl who was a spy, and she had to, yeah. She always hit her face with a hat. Once, in a tiny town, a girl named Diana was getting ready for an important meeting. Pretty much all the cops hide their faces, but Diana was no ordinary girl. She was a spy girl. This is so stupid, man. When she got to the meeting, she was sent on a mission to protect this creature. I don't see a creature, boss. One moment, please. Slap. Whistle. Crash, bang, boom, meow. A bunch of noises. Here it is. Me with that thing? That's just crazy. Diana. And then she's about to say, I'm being serious. And she's like, what? But I never finished that because I was a lazy child. This was about, this is where this page goes. That page fell out. So, when I was younger, I didn't, like, we got our dog. This was back in 2020. And our dog, her name is Mango, but we didn't know that at the time. We didn't name her yet. And this is, the puppy's new home. I basically wrote a book about what would happen when we got a puppy. But I never finished it. Once there was a puppy. She lived peacefully she lived a peaceful life in Indiana because that's where she was from until one day, what's happening? And that's supposed to be my dad. And there's another creeper. There's a creepy drawing. That's a drawing of my favorite teddy bear. I still have him. The original space chicken. I guess it's spelled wrong? No, it's spelled correctly. So, there was Space Puppy, Space Monkey, Space Sloth, Space Chicken, and Space Snake. And they were all astronauts on a space station. And what I have here is their origin stories. Space Chicken origin story. Once there was a chicken. He didn't have a name. One day, he was brought to a lab. Oh, I need a lab. Poke. Ah! Hey, no one likes shots. As you can see, I made the bubble spiky. It worked! Bob the tomato? Come see this. This is his brain chart. Before experiment, after experiment. Big brain. Okay, let's send him to space. So off he went with his big brain and his new name, Space Chicken. Wow. Space Chicken and friends, Space Sloth and Space Snake. That's hard to say. Origin story. One day, a sloth was born. Wow, it's a sloth. When she was at least a week old, she found an egg. And suddenly, the egg hatched. Hello, who are you? I'm Sloth. They had been friends ever since. Ah, an alien robot. Beep boop, that's me. You make a silly alien robot. Beep boop, thank you. Ha 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 ha. 15 years later, they were put into suits and sent to space. Sloth became Space Sloth, the Snake became Space Snake, and they were sent off to go where they met Space Chicken and Space Puppy, but that's a different story. The end of the origin story. I don't know what half of these are, by the way. Oh, I hate this one. Lunosaurus. Makes no sense, but there's barely any art in this one. Alright, skip. Oh, right. I have these. I forgot about these. These are my Skid and Pump ripoffs. Specifically the FNF versions, because I was introduced to that way too early. Bill and Bob. The Attack of the Ballerina Fast Food Zombies. Part 1. Bill. That's Bill. Not many teeth. Sucks thumb. Stinky feet. Ears perk up when excited. Dressed as a cool dog skeleton. Bob was a cat pumpkin. I never finished him. 100% a Skid and Pump ripoff. This was an idea I had when I made a joke about like McDonald's zombies. Pretty much at night, they served these burgers that turned anybody who ate them into zombies. And this is ballerina fast food. Shaped like their boxes. Bad for you. Weird mascot. Very expensive. What does that read? What does that say? Fine print reads, do not come at night, or else. Thank you. And that was it. I never finished my Skid and Pump ripoff. That's from basically Olga, like from a book called Olga. That's a drawing of Puppycorn from Unikitty. And here is what I basically turned into my new OCs. This is Bill, like my Skid and Pump ripoff, but I was redesigning them because it looked too much like them. I never really redesigned their costumes. And that was him out of the costume. That was Bill. Or was it Bob? I don't remember. It was one of them. And I think that's everything in this book except for this nonsensical thing that I don't know what it is. I think my teacher told me to write this stuff down. In-brain librarians. Piano mouse can bank. Answers tin back. Librarians are intellectual freedom fighters. Google can bring you back 100,000 answers. Librarian can bring back the one. I'm sorry. I don't know what this is. And I think that's the entirety of my collection of drawings I've gathered during the years. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I think I'm gonna end the stream now. Goodbye.